So now the 5G that has been already rolled out, even in the metro cities, Jio and Airtel is trying to provide that 5G services to the customers. Even though the 5G is rolling out to that people's usage, meanwhile, now that research and investments for the development of the 6G is already started, especially Huawei is making that another $1 billion investment for the 6G. In India, Nokia is setting up their labs for that further research and the development of 6G equipments and security related and frequency manipulations and everything. Even in other Asian countries like Japan and Korea, and that means that South Korea is also ready to set up their labs and then so ready to invest for that 6G. So since the 5G is not at all roll out to that many of the places, but before that the 6G that has been booming, and they are targeting to implement that 6G before the end of that 2030. The organizations and bigger giants are trying to implement that is the 6G within that next 7 years. So you may think about so why the industry is having that much of the urgency to go for the 6G, since the 5G we are having that's a lot of the issues already we know, because the 5G is deployed by the concept of the microcells, and in that 5G the data speed maybe lies up to that maximum of 100 Gbps, in minimum of 100 Mbps to 100 Gbps they are trying to deploy. But even in metro cities, some people are saying that Geo is getting some 40 to 50 Gbps of download rate. But even though the technology that is moving towards so fast, and entire government and everything they are going for that implementation of sensors and implementation of that AI, and they want to implement that image processing and everywhere. So for that they need a higher end of that bandwidth, so that the urgency of deployment of the 6G that it seems to be that very urgent. So this is the scenario is happening in that field of recent developments, so that people are moving towards, that means the investors are moving towards to deploy their 6G. What is that major difference between the 5G and the 6G? The thing is they are trying to reduce that latency. Even in the 5G the latency little bit that higher, so all it's about that is in that order of the seconds. But when we are going for that 5G, that it seems to be that 1,000 times faster than that 5G. So that means the latency that it seems to be that 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond means that is 1 by tenth of 1 by thousandths of that seconds. So that much of the speed is getting to be deployed in that 6G. So if I'm saying an example, if there is one 21 TB file, that is the terabyte kind of the file, if it is in that 5G, so it will take that is 5 hours. But if it is in that 6G, it will take around 18 seconds alone. So such a kind of the speed will be available so when we are going for the 6G. And meanwhile the data bandwidth rate in the 6G they are trying to fix into that 1 terabyte. So now in that difference between the 4G and the 5G is maybe some hardly some 200 or that 300 Mbps of that speed. But in that 6G it seems to be that 10 times 100 times, so 100 times more of that 5G of the data speed. So that means 1 terabyte of that speed we are going to be experiencing in the year of the 2030. So in that moment everywhere we have to be enjoy a pervasive kind of that computing, and that's cloud computing and artificial intelligence in mobiles and in an environment. So everywhere we are going to enjoy that very recent and cutting edge technologies within that year of the 2030. So hope like we have to be see how that technology is booming within that another 7 years. So up to this presentation, I am concluding. So thank you.